free. The most basic human desire on the planet is to feel like you belong. Right? Why do we put on sweatshirts of teams? And then we go to the stadium. We can see each other all dressed the same way, right? How many of you are from Los Angeles, from the LA area? Okay, good portion of you. Are you friends with everybody in Los Angeles? Why not? You're all from LA. Why aren't you friends with everybody? I don't understand. But when you go to New York and meet somebody from Los Angeles, you go, I'm from LA! Best friends, right? Then you go to France, and you happen to hear an American accent. And you go, where are you from? They go, Texas. You go, I'm from Los Angeles! Best friends. Because when you're in an environment where you don't belong, you seek out people with whom you do belong. It's the most basic human desire. What do you think gangs are? Or inner city kids who grow up disenfranchised, that don't belong to a family unit and don't belong to anything at school, seek out something with which they can belong to. And they have symbols and colors and logos and signs and language and all the other things that everywhere else we have all the same stuff. The reason the human race is so successful is not because we're the strongest, it's not even because we're the smartest, it's because we're social animals. We have the ability to form communities, cultures. What's a culture? What's a community? It's a group of people with a common set of values and beliefs. What's a company? It's a group of people with a common set of values and beliefs. Yes, the company is just a structure. It's the culture within the company that matters. It's a group of people with a common set of values and beliefs. And when you surround yourself with people who believe what you believe, something miraculous happens. Trust emerges. Trust is not a checklist. If you do everything perfectly, that doesn't mean people will trust you. We all know people who are great at what they do. Even the companies we work with, they did nothing wrong. They went above and beyond our expectations, but I don't trust them. And we all know people who are total screw-ups, but I trust them. Trust is a feeling, and we get that feeling when we know somebody shares our values and beliefs. And when we trust somebody, we're willing to take risks, we're willing to explore, we're willing to sail away, leave the cave with the confidence that someone will watch our stuff while we're gone and watch our backs. People who believe what you believe will work for you with blood and sweat and tears. People who don't believe what you believe will work for your money. What's our most valued possession on the planet? Our children, right? Our children are our most valued possession on the planet. Let's game out a scenario here. You want to go on a date? You need a babysitter. You've got two options. Option one, there's a 16-year-old from just down the street with barely any babysitting experience. There's a 32-year-old who just moved into the community with 10 years of babysitting experience, but you don't know where she's from. Who do you choose? The 16-year-old. Think about that for just 1 second. You would rather trust your most valued possession on the planet with somebody with no experience, but you know where they're from and what they believe, over somebody with vast amounts of experience, but you don't know what they believe. And why do we do it differently at work? Why do we look at someone's resume and care vastly more about how much money they've raised for our competition and what percentages they've boosted, and yet we never consider if they even belong in our company? Do you believe what we believe? We heard from Grasshopper the importance of culture. That's what it means. When I come to work every day, I feel like I belong here. It is a feeling. The part of the brain that controls decision-making and behavior also controls how we feel. That's why we say of our gut decisions, it just feels right. Why would we use the verb to feel to describe a decision? Same part of the brain. Problem is it doesn't control language. We can't put it into words. So we assign it to different parts of our bodies. Our guts, our soul, our bones, my blood. No, it's not. It's your own values, it's your own beliefs. It's the reason why you get out of bed in the morning. It's why you do what you do. So this stuff is so important. How do you find those people? How do you find the people who believe? Well, the good news is, as human beings, we know how to do it already. We know how to get gut checks on people. This is why the video conference will never replace the business trip. We can't get a read on somebody. It's our God-given ability, because we need culture. We need to find people who believe what we believe to ensure our own survival. We're good at it. We know how to do it. Right? So if I say to you, I want you to go outside on the street, and I want you to find all the people who believe what you believe, who share your values, right? What do? You walk out, you see thousands of people down the sidewalk, and you walk up to one and you start talking. Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. Some you'll develop rapport relatively quickly, some will take a little longer, some you'll get a good feeling about, and some you won't. We know how to do it. It's just incredibly inefficient and incredibly slow. And there's no scale. Now imagine if I told you to walk outside and find me everybody who's wearing a red hat. You're going to walk outside, you go, there's one, there's one, there's one, there's one, there's one, there's one. You barely have to talk to them. And you already know what they believe because you know you're looking for everybody who wears a red hat. This is what it means to know your why. This is what it means to know why you do what you do. When you're clear on why you do what you do, it is easy to find the people. It just makes sense. It just feels right. They just stand out. Now, I'll give you one better. If you know how to put your why into words, that's the equivalent of standing on a street corner and putting your red hat on. And now all the other people walking down the street, all the other red hatters, they just see you and they go, huh. I'm going to go talk to him. They can't even see the color of the hat that they're wearing. But because you're standing there saying why you do what you do, what you believe, what you hold dear, why you got out of bed this morning, those who believe what you believe are drawn to you. This is what's happening with great brands. They're simply saying why they do what they do. They're simply saying what they believe, why they exist, not what they do. It's not about being a fisherman. It's about looking after each other. There are leaders and there are those who lead. Leaders hold a position of power or influence. Those who lead inspire us. Whether they're individuals or organizations, we follow those who lead, not because we have to, but because we want to. We follow those who lead, not for them,